Did Charlie Kirk deserve to die? That's the question everyone online is shouting about, but the answer isn't simple. Some claim he pushed people too far, crossed too many lines, and provoked the very chaos that ended his night. Others argue that no matter what he said or did, nothing could ever justify the aftermath he faced. Yet here we are, dissecting the moments leading up to what many call one of the most shocking controversies of the year. It all started like any other evening. A small venue, a modest crowd, and Charlie Kirk on stage, speaking confidently, his words carrying weight with the people who came to hear them. On the surface, everything seemed normal. But beneath the surface, tension had already begun to simmer. The crowd wasn't just attentive, they were divided. Angry whispers moved through the rows of chairs. Eyes darted back and forth, scanning, calculating. Someone in the audience wasn't there to listen. They had a different purpose, one that no one could have anticipated. Some say Charlie's own rhetoric created enemies. Over the years, he had built a reputation for saying what others wouldn't, for confronting hot-button issues with a bluntness that inspired both admiration and fury. For some, that was empowering. For others, it was dangerous. And in that room that night, danger was already present, silent and patient, lurking in the shadows just beyond the spotlight. The small crowd became a tinderbox, and every word he spoke added fuel to the fire. But is that enough to say he deserved what happened? Critics claim yes. They argue that Kirk consistently provoked people, that his words weren't just controversial, they were harmful. He had critics on every side, and for some, the line between disagreement and action had blurred entirely. On social media, voices called him out relentlessly. Every tweet, every post, every public appearance became a spark in the growing wildfire of resentment. By the time he stepped on stage that night, many believed the backlash was inevitable. Others vehemently disagree. They argue that targeting someone, even someone as divisive as Kirk, is never justified. Free speech, no matter how polarizing, is a cornerstone of democracy. To punish someone with violence, or even suggest they deserve harm, crosses a moral line.
And that was deported under Donald Trump. Can anyone tell me? 1,000 pounds, I'll give it to you right now. Yeah, name? Wrong, not a U.S. citizen. Citizen El Salvador. Anyone else? U.S. citizen, deported under Trump. Nope, that was a lie. You should know better than that. You go to Oxford, so that is a correction. Number two, can you tell me when it comes to Charlottesville, something that you said when Donald Trump said that there were people on both sides, he was actually talking about the statue debate, not what you said, so that's a hoax. That's line number two. Oh yeah, you said that somebody over here said something about Pete Hegseth being nothing more than a TV host. You should also mention that he was a service member of the military. Nope. Sorry, I'm going to talk uninterruptedly. Thank you. Service member and was a decorated war hero. Funny you didn't mention that. Oh yes, January 6th came up multiple times from, you tried your best, but from you and from the opposition. It's not an insurrection. You called them all rioters. It's funny. A small percentage of people that were actually there on January 6th did anything violently. The vast majority walked into the Capitol building after they were invited. Also, back to your point, I certainly hope Reform and AFD wins.
They say Kirk was a symbol, not a target, and that the storm surrounding him was manufactured more by public outrage than personal wrongdoing. But symbols can be dangerous too, and some people saw him as exactly that, a symbol of everything they hated. Backstage, the tension was palpable. Cameras caught fleeting images of Kirk pacing quietly, unaware of the eyes on him. Moments later, the lights flickered. Some called it an accident. Others say it was intentional, a signal that the night was about to take a dark turn. From the corner of the room, someone watched him, silent, calculating. No one noticed the figure until it was too late, until the figure moved into the frame, and the room's energy shifted in an instant. It's impossible to know what was going through that person's mind. Were they motivated by ideology, by personal anger, by revenge? Or were they simply swept up in the collective frenzy that Kirk had unwittingly helped ignite? The debate rages online. One side claims he provoked his own demise. The other insists that nothing he could have done deserved the intensity of the backlash. But the truth is more complicated. In moments like these, morality is messy, and perception shapes reality. The controversy didn't start that night. It had been building for months, even years. Every appearance Kirk made, every statement he issued, added layers to the tension. Public opinion was polarized. People weren't just disagreeing, they were choosing sides. Every social media post dissected his words. Every clip replayed his gestures. Some wanted justice, some wanted revenge. And when the moment came, that accumulated anger manifested in ways nobody could have predicted.
That's a lot of people, Utah, I'll tell you what. All right, we're going to get started, everybody. You know how it works. Question and answer. Also, thank you to Lane from Wire Refi. That was great. Really appreciate it. And we're going to be here for a couple hours. Get comfortable. Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
So, what actually happened? No one will ever know the full story. Some say it was a planned attack, meticulously orchestrated by someone who had followed his career closely. Others claim it was a spontaneous reaction, the outcome of emotions boiling over in a charged environment. CCTV and media footage show a blur, a fleeting figure appearing behind him in the corridor backstage. Seconds later, chaos erupted. Witnesses described screams, shoving, and the horrifying realization that a line had been crossed, though exactly where that line began remains unclear. And now, the question hangs in the air again. Did Charlie Kirk deserve it? It's a question that splits families, communities, and online forums. Some say yes, he had provoked this. He had built an empire on controversy, and he knew the risks of speaking without restraint. Others say, no words do not equal death, rhetoric does not equal violence, and no one should ever face harm for expressing ideas, even if those ideas are unpopular or offensive. The debate has become a mirror of society itself, divided, angry, and obsessed with punishment and blame. Social media is fueling the fire. Every clip is analyzed, every tweet dissected, every moment replayed for evidence of guilt or innocence. Memes circulate, hashtags trend, and opinions clash like weapons. Some people insist the event was karmic, a consequence of arrogance. Others insist it was a tragedy, a shocking reminder of how easily outrage can turn into something unthinkable. The conversation isn't just about Kirk anymore. It's about morality, justice, and the dangerous power of public opinion. What makes this even more controversial is the way the debate has been framed. News outlets, commentators, and influencers weigh in, often with dramatic headlines designed to provoke anger. Every article, every video, every post asks the same loaded question: did he get what he deserved? And viewers respond instinctively, taking sides based on loyalty, ideology, or emotion. The story has become bigger than the man himself. It's no longer just about what happened, it's about what people think happened and what they want to believe. And yet, amid all the chaos, there's one undeniable fact: someone's life was forever changed that night. Whether you see it as consequence, tragedy, or spectacle, the events surrounding Charlie Kirk have left a scar on public discourse. They force people to ask hard questions about accountability, justice, and the line between words and action. And for every person who claims he deserved it, there's another who warns that normalizing this kind of thinking is a dangerous path. So, once again, ask yourself, did Charlie Kirk truly deserve to die? Or was he simply a man caught in a storm of his own making, a storm fueled by words, anger, and the unforgiving nature of public scrutiny? The answer isn't easy, There may never be consensus, but the story serves as a chilling reminder of how fast controversy can escalate and how dangerous it can be when society asks, instead of what is right, who deserves it.